Yo, what is up, Carbonation? We are back at it again after a day's break from sports. I am here with my man Ethan to break down today's WNBA slate for Draftkings and FanDuel, and of course, we'll be touching on the prop sites monkeyknifefight.online and prizepicks.online. Promo code, as always, is Karma. So, how did you enjoy your day off from sports yesterday?
I liked it. I got to relax, sort of. My girlfriend came home first time in like a week, so of course she came home yelling at me about random stuff I did not do. But outside of that, it was nice catching up on some TV shows. We watched some golf. If you were in our Discord, you saw we dropped some awesome golf props. We made a killing over there on Monkey Knife Fight. So overall, it was a very nice, relaxing day. Last 2 days, couldn't have asked for anything more. How about you? What'd you do?
You know me. Just played some Warzone all day long. Played Call of Duty with my day off. Got to go to the gym earlier today because I didn't have to do any research. So just enjoyed my first day off in weeks. So that was nice.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm here with my Antonio Cromartie jersey. There, little
Yeah.
throwback. 13 kids, the goat. Uh,
Hey, you know it's in less than 2 weeks. Texans versus Kansas City.
the good old game where you lost about $5,000. You drunk
Yep.
ass at the bar.
Before we get started, funny story here. Last playoffs, Texans were up big on Kansas City. I pounded the unders on Monkey Knife Fight second half. Thought Texans would go away with it. And again, I was hammered when I was doing this. Kansas City obviously came back very, very quickly, and I lost a ton of money. So we'll not be making that mistake again. Once I start getting drunk, I'm deleting all my prop apps because I'm not losing that much money ever again.
Yeah, it was a good call. Like 24-3, 21-3 or something. I
Yeah.
mean, but you
First
forgot.
quarter.
Yeah, you forgot the Patrick Mahomes effect.
Yeah, and I
So
forgot there was still a whole nother quarter before half too. So
yeah, and the Texans can't play defense. So yeah,
yeah, we're gonna suck this year. But
at least you got a quarterback. We will see if the Chargers have a quarterback, but
yeah,
who knows. All right, let's get right into it. Also, don't forget to join our free chat room by going to just chatdfs.com. That'll get you the Discord invitation, and then you just DM Travis, follow the directions, get in all the channels you want, and make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any of our amazing content, live streams, or podcasts. Because who would want to miss this show? I know
and
I
have a
wouldn't.
beautiful face,
No,
right?
nope. I'm the beautiful one here. You
Okay,
provide the entertainment.
okay.
All right, we're gonna start things off by going over injury news, like always. It's basically if you watched the prop pod last time, was it Tuesday? I guess no, Wednesday. Basically the same injury news. Emma Mieseman's questionable, so we gotta look out for that because that's gonna influence the slate a ton. And of course, it's the 10 o'clock game, so we're not gonna know that. So you can take a risk, play some GPPs, thinking she's out. I assume she's in because she was teetering on playing last game and they got another 2 days off. So I assume she plays, but it's a right shoulder strain. Those take a while to recover and it's her shooting hand, so it might be tough. Carter is probable. I assume she plays because she was definitely going to play last game, so I assume she plays again, which is going to hurt Williams and Laney. Kayla Davis was just signed as well to Atlanta, so that's going to hurt Williams and Laney as well. Gonna hurt the rotation. Probably Dietrich's gonna take a hit as well. Kelly's not gonna start at all, but she'll get those backup minutes, so we'll see how that goes today. I'm probably gonna avoid Blake Dietrich just because we have no idea if she's gonna take a huge hit from Davis playing, so it's not worth the risk to me until we know those rotations. Raquina Williams is probable. I assume she plays. She was probable last slate, so most likely she plays again. Plays today for the first time in a week. Then we got Minnesota guards are all playing, so that's gonna take a hit to Dangerfield and Brown. They're gonna see less minutes. We got Fowles is of course still out. She's still in that boot. We might see her sit until playoffs because they don't really need her to get to a good seed. Might as well give her some rest. They rest her back against Vegas, and of course she gets hurt 1 minute into the game. Ruined some props because we assumed we played it like she was gonna play, and of course she doesn't play. We got Bria Holmes is out. Griner still not in the bubble, and then Coffee is questionable. So that's it for injury news. We will
Did
get.
you mention Stella Johnson?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I
I
totally,
saw that
I
earlier.
totally, we
Yeah,
didn't talk about her. I totally forgot, but she is out today too.
she is out. I remember seeing that this morning and completely forgot about that. Yeah, so she is out. I think Leslie. She was on the she popped up on the injury report too. Let me just double check
Yeah,
here.
I'm showing her fine to play today though.
She's fine to play. All right.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So
saying. Only
she'll
Stella Johnson.
she'll get the start then, especially if Stella Johnson's out. You don't have to worry about minutes as much either. So we'll see her get the start in a pretty good matchup. So let's start off with Draftkings. Who is your top play on the board? I see we got two 10K players. So who are you leaning, Bonner or Tarasi?
Give me all the DT. Um, Again, no grinder like we talked about. Who's going to score? Who gets all the usage? It's going to be Tarasi again. You have to remember these teams played just the other day, 5 days ago. Tarasi went off. 49 fantasy points, 34 real points. Let's just be honest. Washington cannot guard her. So she should be able to get whatever she wants in this game. I am on the DT train big time. Bonner, I don't mind. I think she'll do fine, but I do worry if Connecticut can keep the game close. There's been so many times that we've seen Connecticut by the end of the third quarter, they just run out of gas and they get blown out. And Bonner doesn't play half the fourth or doesn't play the whole fourth like we saw against Seattle a couple weeks ago. So that's my only concern about Bonner is can they keep the game close for 4 quarters? The spread is close, don't get me wrong, but we have seen it before. Connecticut does get blown out here and there. DT, though, I have no problem going DT. I love that play. I think Washington can keep it close because, like I said, there's no Griner. So where's your scoring coming from? It's either going to be DT or Diggins Smith. And right now, DT is the hotter player. So I'm going DT today. I am fading Courtney Williams. She is a 100% fade for me because Carter, even though she's probable, I like to think she's going to play. So I am completely off Courtney Williams. Plus, she turns the ball over a ton. Minnesota is very good defensively. So I am not on Courtney Williams. Laney, I don't mind for GPP, but for that top tier, DT is where my money is tonight.
Yeah, I love DT. I love Bonner too. They're both good plays, but I'm leaning DT and Cash for sure. You can probably play both of them, especially if Meeson's back. I would lean playing both of them. Yeah, Connecticut does get blown out late in games because they play the players way too much. But they've been getting a little better at that, so we might not see that as much. And it's a pretty good matchup for Bonner. So we're going to have to play that by ear, especially with the Carter news. She was, I think, 8-7 or 8-3 last slate. But then they moved her up to 9-1 because she's expected to play now.
I mean, either way, those guards for Elena, none of them have a good matchup.
Yeah, I would not trust any of them in cash. If you want to go GPP, I would lean Laney just because she's been playing much better than Courtney Williams.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to avoid all 3 of those players today. And then, so I like those 2. Then moving down a tier, I do like both Atkins and Diggins. I know we were talking before the pod for the rapid fire between those 2. I'm having a tough time deciding. They both have great matchups. Diggins did suck last time against the Mystics, but she really just let DT take over. She only had 10 points, but DT dropped 34, so she kind of deferred to Tarasi. So we could see that happen again. I probably won't touch either in cash on DraftKings. But yeah, both plays are definitely great for GPPs. Just a little too expensive for me for cash. But if you need to force one of them, I haven't decided yet. Check back in Discord and I'll make my decision. I'll post which one I like better for cash and which one I like better for GPPs. Jasmine Thomas has a good matchup against LA. LA's been bad against guards this year. So she's a GPP play for me as well. And then if you want to go down a little further, Lexi Brown, she's playing Atlanta. I always hate playing her because her minutes are just not good. But You get a big steal upside with Lexi Brown against Atlanta. She had one steal last game, but we could see her get those stealing. We see her get 5 steals. We see her get 7 steals. So we could see another 3+ steal game from her, which is really good for FanDuel. Not as good for Draftkings, but she does get the 3-point bonus because she's a heavy 3-point shooter. We saw her shoot 7 threes last game. So you're losing that steal upside that you only get 2 instead of 3, but you make up for that for the 3-point upside. And I love Leilani Mitchell as well. She's a great GPP play. I might put her in cash. She's $200 less than last slate. I think she was 7-1 last slate. But yeah, she's a great play against Phoenix. We saw her get 18.5. So a lot of people just check the recency bias. So you'll probably get lower ownership on her. At 6'9", she's a great play. Great ceiling for that price. Great floor for that price in this matchup. I'll touch on it like I touched on last slate. You're getting Bridget Carlton. She's a forward, but you're getting her as a guard. So forwards are so valuable in the WNBA DFS, and you're getting 30+ minutes from her every time Fouls is out. So at 6'8", she's also a great play. I have to decide between her and Mitchell. So I'm not sure what I want to do there yet. Kira Leslie, great play. She's starting, again, those guards against Phoenix. She's only 6,000. You'll see her get 15+ most games that she starts, especially against this matchup. So 6K definitely in play there. I'm not really seeing anyone else I really want.
Yeah, no good cheap options. Maybe January at 5,700.
January, fine play. She gets the minutes, but I probably won't go that far down unless I really want to fit one of those stud forwards if I really have to. But I probably won't be doing that. You can look at, if you really want to take a risk, and if you hear any reports that Kayla Davis is going to get like 15 minutes, WNBA reporting is not that good. But if she can get you 15 minutes at 3.7, not a bad play, especially if there's a blowout. She'll get those minutes just to see how that rotation works in Atlanta. But unless we get proof that she's going to play, I probably won't play her that much. She was just signed, so she probably doesn't know the offense too well. But that's probably where I'm leaning for guards today. Yeah, you can do Courtney Williams if you want. She's a good scorer off the bench. DraftKings, you get that 3-point bonus. So if she heats up, she can get you 20. GPP only, 100% only GPP, because there's a lot of other good choices right next to her, like Leilani Mitchell, Bridget Carlton, Kira Leslie, and even January I'd play over her in cash. But she's a great GPP play today.
I agree 100%.
So next, we'll move on to forwards here. Who are you eyeing up as your favorite play?
Well, here we go again. Just like the last time we had a video. Does Miesemann play? This whole slate really depends on Miesemann. And what sucks is it's the last game of the night. So you probably won't know that news until after both the other games have played. So what I suggest doing is leave a forward in your flex. That way, if you need to switch out, you can. Because I love Miesemann. I love Hines Allen. If Miesemann plays, I like Miesemann. If she doesn't, love Hines Allen. But I also like Collier. Collier gets Atlanta. Atlanta turns the ball over a ton. And there's no fouls again. So Collier's going to get a ton of usage. But 11-4, man, that's pricey. I haven't played with builds yet. But, you talked about guards, Bonner, DT. You're going to have to fade somebody. You're not going to be able to fit all 3 of those high-priced players in. So you got to decide, you want to pay up for forward or you want to pay up for guard today. I like Candace Parker too. Candace Parker's been on fire lately. So much usage. She does everything. Rebounds, assists, scoring, steals, blocks, you name it, Candace Parker does it. So playing between the two of them, I'd probably go Parker over Collier for the $500 saving. But both are great plays. But ultimately, if Miesemann plays, I want to get some Miesemann. As long as she's starting and not on a minute limit, $9,900 for her is just way too cheap.
Yeah, she's usually 12K on DraftKings, so you're getting a good discount for her. I know there's a 2 for opponent rank, but it's not the best matchup, especially with no Griner. She'll be going up against Kia Vaughn. At center, don't Don't mind the play at 9-9. It's tough trying to play any of those at the 10 p.m. game. I do like the GPP play that I'm not sure exactly where ownership's going to be, but you can have a GPP thinking Miesman's out, and you're really going to get huge value. You could get Heinz Allen at 10% owned, where if we knew Miesman was in, if we already knew Miesman was out, Heinz Allen would be another 80% owned. But since we don't know, you can get her at a lot of value. 10-3s, you can't play her if Miesman's 100%.
Yeah,
it's just
that's a fade.
it's just tough. But if there's question mark, well, we're not going to get the news before lock, which sucks. And it's an 8 o'clock game, not a 9 o'clock game for the the second game. So you're probably not going to know that either. So you're really going to have to take a chance what you want to do. I might fade cash games if I don't know any news and just play a bunch of GPPs, because that's really going to influence the slate a ton. And you can check out ownership if you see all these high-priced players are owned, like Collier, Parker, Alyssa Thomas. If you see a high ownership on those, you probably know Heinz Allen's going to be pretty cheap ownership-wise. But if you see those players at 10-20%, you know Heinz Allen's going to be chalk, and people are going to assume that Miesman isn't playing, or they're just ready to make the switch from Heinz Allen to Miesman, which you can make your cash build at that as well. Put Heinz Allen in there, and worst case scenario, you just switch Heinz Allen from Miesman. I'll probably have DT in my cash games as well, so you got another high-priced player there. But you can build a GPP around Miesman not playing, and you can get a lot of ownership leverage doing that.
Let me ask you this question, Joey.
Yes.
You have 4 players. Which one are you fading? You got Bonner, DT, Parker, Collier. You can only fit 3. Who are you fading?
Ooh, for cash or GPP or just all together?
Cash.
Cash. I'll probably fade Parker, but not happily.
It's tough. To get those high price forwards in, you can only do or guards. It looks like you're going to have to choose between 2 forwards and 1 guard, or 2 guards and 1 forward. Kind of where your big decision is going to be tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to probably have either one of Bonner or Taurasi just so I can fit in a cheap guard today. I might throw in Bonner and Taurasi and throw in 2 cheap guards just because we got some good value with Carlton, Mitchell, Leslie. Most likely, 90% sure I'm going to have Leslie in my cash games. At 6,000, it's way too cheap. And FanDuel, I'm sure, is also, I have to pull up FanDuel. She's usually under 4,000, so.
Well, and there's some cheap forwards too. I wouldn't go cheap, but you have Coates sitting at 4,900 if Miesman's out again. Kia Vaughn, who you touched on a lot lately, at 5,500. Glory Johnson, 5,600. I know the matchup's not great for Glory, but again, is it a Billings game or a Glory Johnson game? I don't know.
We don't know that.
But for GPP, not bad pricing down there.
Yeah, and I'd probably if I'm making 10 lineups, I'm starting 8 of them with Leslie and Vaughn and switching up those high-priced players. Because if you play Leslie and Vaughn, your average salary remaining is 9.6, and you can fit those 3 studs, and then you're left with, if you go Collier and then you go Parker, left with 6.2, you can find some good value at 6.2. Or instead of Parker, you can go Bonner as well, and you have a forward for 6.4 left. And you got Glory Johnson right there. You got Alana Smith. But yeah, I'm probably starting all my lineups with Kia Vaughn and Kira Leslie.
Yeah.
Definitely. But other forwards I like. You got Dantas. Fowles is still out. She's a little pricey. Probably not cash playable at 80.
Yeah, and her minutes are just kind of a little up and down for my liking for cash.
Yeah, she's definitely a GPP play. Don't completely fade her, but FanDuel, I think she's only 5.7 still, which that's still cash playable because FanDuel doesn't change anything. But you also have, who else you got here? You got Wnba, which she's been playing better, getting more minutes. As long as she can get those 28 plus minutes, 30 minutes, she's pretty good play at 8-4. She's
Yeah.
usually upper nines when she's getting full minutes, so we'll see what happens there. If she can get you those 30 fantasy points at 8-4, it's really good. You also have Brianna Turner.
Yeah.
Huge game last time against the Mystics. 17 rebounds, 3 blocks, and 9 points. She didn't get you that double-double bonus. But again, with no grinder, she's playing over 30 minutes, so she'll get you at least a point per minute. And if she's having a good game, she can get you way over a point per minute, especially if she gets you that double-double bonus. It's really nice, too.
And in her last her 2 starts since Griner went out, 4 blocks, 3 blocks. One game she had 8 blocks and steals. So she's definitely a defensive person down low. Doesn't score a lot, but definitely gets you those defensive points and those rebounds. So.
Yeah, and we'll see Hines Allen really. She'll be on Hines Allen most likely, and Hines Allen loves to just go right to the basket. So we can see either foul trouble or we can see a high block game. Hopefully, we won't see foul trouble.
Yeah.
She's definitely people who like to go for blocks are very foul trouble prone. So we'll see what happens there. Billings, she got some recency bias after she just annihilated Minnesota for 40 plus fantasy points. I'm not going to play her 8-1. She's a little too expensive for me.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll gladly fade. She's not going to put up those numbers again tonight. I mean, if she does, oh well. But she's most likely not going to do it. Brianna Jones ain't too bad of a play. 7, not going to force her anything. Tina Hawkins, only playing her if Mieseman's out. She still puts up numbers with Mieseman playing, but at 7-6, she's not worth it. 4-8 on FanDuel. She's playable with Mieseman in, but definitely not for Draftkings if Mieseman's in. You got Liz Williams isn't that bad of a play. I'd put her in GPP consideration only. Coates and Vaughn are my cheap players I'm looking at today, and nothing really lower than that sticks out to me. Yeah, we can't go much lower than Coates, and you won't go lower than Vaughn if Mieseman's playing, which we won't know the news of Mieseman playing until all the other games lock. So you can take the chance.
So if you play one of those forwards, put them in your utility or forward spot. That way you can swap out later if you need to.
Yeah, and have a backup plan. If you have DT and Coates, have a backup plan to go down to Diggins or down to Hartley and then go up from Coates to somebody.
Yeah.
Or just make sure you have a backup plan. Don't get completely screwed.
Yeah.
It sucks getting screwed over by that. Unless you just don't feel like, if you don't care if you're fine with losing that money, oh well. But I'd say smart-wise, have a backup plan. Always good to have a backup plan.
Before we move to prop show, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Guards and forwards. So guards, you have Bonner and DT. Who do you like better, DT or Bonner for cash?
Definitely going DT for cash. You get that $700 discount. Bonner's fine for cash. If you're only going one...
Only choosing one, yeah.
If you have the salary for both, I'd do Bonner. But I would more likely go Taurasi.
Okay. And at forward, you have Collier and Parker, your top two. Who's your favorite cash play of the two?
I hate trusting Parker. It's a decent matchup. Connecticut gives up a lot inside, and they're usually tired, so those hustle rebounds are going to cost them. And you see a lot of assists from her as well, but I'm going to have to lean Collier. This isn't a traditional cash play, but those blocks and steal floor are just too high. Traditionally, you'd lean Parker over Collier, but with the matchups and just the consistency of Collier with fouls out, I'd lean more Collier.
All right. We're on the same page tonight.
It's always good we're on the same page.
It's always a winning night when that happens.
Oh, yeah. So where do you want to go first? Monkey Knife Fight or Prize Picks?
Let's go Prize Picks. I have it up already.
All right, let me pull up Prize.
And they added more players.
Oh, nice.
After the last game. Darn them.
Except for the last game, yep.
Yeah, so it looks like they added Liz Williams at 24 and Lexi Brown at 17.4.
Yep.
So let's, like we do every slate, we're not going to give out any official plays right now for Prize Picks. We're just going to kind of talk about more recap what we talked about for DFS, because a lot of things that we do for DFS you can use towards props. So one thing we talked about is Atlanta turns the ball over a ton. So you got Lexi Brown, kind of low, plays decently okay minutes, could possibly be an over.
Yeah, she was 17.5 last time they played, and I liked the over. I just didn't pull the trigger on it, and she had 17 real points, so it didn't matter what the peripherals were. So she's a hot shooter, so she can definitely. I would not touch the under on her, but if you want to play her, I'd play the over.
Courtney obviously is dependent on Carter news.
Yeah, more dependent than Laney, I'd say.
Yeah, Laney I'm not touching either way, just because Laney can go off if need be, but tough matchup. All these Atlanta players have tough matchups. All Minnesota people, initial reaction is I don't know if I'd go under on any of them. At least I won't. I don't think I feel safe going under. Does that mean I want to go over on them too? I don't know about that either. I think Prize Picks did a great job on the projections of these ladies, because their block steal upside's huge in this game, which is always scary when you take the unders.
Yeah, we could see Lexi go over just from steals today. It's
so that's
not
kind of
impossible.
So that's kind of where my head is at for the first game. We gotta wait on Carter news, but like I said, I'm not kind of leaning under or over. It's a very tricky situation because of all the turnovers in that game.
Yeah, I know you played Dangerfield under last time they played, the 23rd. Yeah. You love that. Tough, yeah. I like the explanation of all the guards are back, especially when Sims is back. They run the rotation between Sims and Dangerfield, so Dangerfield doesn't get as many minutes. But the matchup is, I didn't go under. Even you went under on her.
I did, yeah.
I like the explanation, but just the matchup was too good to go under on her.
Yeah.
So I think she got 23, so she barely stayed under. She scored a ton of points. If you're able to play props on one of your bookies and you can get the points total on Crystal Dangerfield, then I love that.
Yeah, and I'll explain why I went the under. She's very scoring dependent, doesn't really get many rebounds or steals. So that was kind of the reason why I went under on her. Joey didn't agree with me, and that's okay. Joey and I don't always agree on everything. When we do agree, though, we do great. Usually it hits. But my reason behind Dangerfield was, look, she's scoring dependent. And I got lucky. I think she got one steal, and that was it the entire game.
Yeah, she had a good game, just no peripherals.
Yeah, exactly. So if you don't think she's going to get any steals or keep it at one steal, I personally don't see her scoring 20-plus points. So I have her scoring in the high teens. So I might go under on Dangerfield again tonight.
Yeah, she had 14 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. She had 23.9. Yeah, so I loved if she was playing in a harder matchup, she probably would have still been at 25, and I'd pound the hell out of that under. But yeah, it's just tough. Just in such a good matchup. I like the under on Billings. I don't think she's gonna repeat. But I'm probably not gonna touch her. If you were able to play like every single prop, I'd go under on her. But since you don't have to, don't play her.
Let's move on to that LA Sun game.
LA Suns. Let's see.
Man, we got some high fantasy points here.
Yeah.
Bonner both at 39. Chelsea Gray 28. Neneke 28. Alyssa Thomas 36. These overs are tough, man.
Yeah, it should be a fun game to watch, but
I'm probably not touching for props.
Yeah, 39's a little too high. If I have to pick, I'd go under on Parker. If it was like a rapid-fire scenario between Parker and Collier, just kind of like you're playing fantasy sports. Like, if you want to make your decision, I know we touched on this last pod, but there's probably new viewers every time because our viewership goes up each time because people hear about us. But yeah, you can pick you don't have a projections, say you don't have a projections tool for WNBA like you have for most sports. You come to these prop sites, you get a consensus between Monkey Knife Fight and Prize Picks. You see Parker's projected a little higher than Collier. That could be your decision maker for cash games, especially since you get the $500 discount. I still like Collier more than Parker, but that's a good tiebreaker you can use.
Yeah. And then this last game, we only have 4 players, so can't really touch much on it. But PT or Diggins Smith is going off, one of the two. One will go over, one will probably go under.
Yeah.
Who goes over, who goes under? You have to be in our Discord to know that answer.
And we're gonna be right for sure.
Yep, 100%. Atkins, good matchup, 26.5. It's close.
I got her over 24. I don't know if she's gonna keep going. I didn't lock in a play, but she's gonna go over 24 points, so it's gonna be close. If she stays under, it's gonna be barely under. Sometimes the difference is just a steal or not, which is so tilting. But
and then Hines Allen 37.7. That's depending on Neesman. Can't make that decision right now.
If you want to
go ahead.
If you want to take a guess, if Meesman's not playing or not, you can just take the over on her because she'll definitely go over. Her usage is just through the roof, and she just fills the stat sheet completely. And if this game's going to stay close at all, I know it was a blowout in the third quarter, and Hines Allen just put the team on her back, and I think had 30 fantasy points in the fourth quarter alone. Fourth quarter plus overtime. So if the game's going to stay close, it's because of Misha Hines Allen having a big game. So if you're going to go over on Taurasi, you might want to go over on Hines Allen as well. Just
correlates together.
Yeah, because Taurasi might not go over if the game gets out of hand early. So tough choices today. Wait for some injury news and pound some props.
Yeah, I mean, we should get more props. Usually PrizePicks will put up more players towards the afternoon, later in the afternoon, especially once that Atlanta game locks at 6 o'clock my time. You should see more players. They're probably just waiting on Meesman news.
Yeah.
But I would assume we'll see Hartley.
We always see Hawkins and Coates.
Yeah, man. Yeah, if we get Coates again. Whew.
Yeah, that would be nice.
But let's move. You want to move to Monkey Knife Fight now?
Let's move to Monkey Knife Fight. .online promo code Karma.
Yeah. So Monkey Knife Fight's a little different game. You have the over under just like PrizePicks, except they offer a rapid fire. And what rapid fire is, you are picking between, you have 2 players matching up against each other. And let's just go to the Mercury Mystics game, for example, for the 2 for 2. You have DT at a 2.5 point advantage over Hines Allen. So right off the bat, DT is starting off with 2.5 fantasy points, while Hines Allen has 0. If you think DT wins that matchup, you take DT. Same with Diggins and Atkins. Atkins with the 1.5 advantage. If you think Atkins wins, take that. If you think Diggins wins, take that. I'll give you a little hint. Joey and I are looking at this game a lot, and Diggins Smith and Atkins is the one play we can't really agree on yet. But so far, all the other players in this rapid fire we agree on. So we haven't locked in anything yet. We probably won't until closer to game time. But this is kind of where we're targeting our money on Monkey Knife Fight tonight.
Yeah, that Diggins versus Atkins, that's tough. They both have great matchups. So I'll probably ponder on that for a while.
You got about 7 hours.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens later on. And what's nice is you don't have to lock in props until a minute before lock. So
yeah.
Unlike DFS today, where Meesman news influences the slate completely and you'll have no idea. So it's really shot in dark in DFS. So join the Karma Discord. Join for $9 a week. And if you play decent money on props, as long as you're not going like $2 on everything, you can really make that money back in a day. If you're only going like $5 on props, it might take you a little longer, but we'll get you profitable by the end of the week. For sure.
And remember, Karma, we offer props for every sport. If you were in our Discord yesterday playing those golf props I posted, you already paid off a whole week's worth of membership fees because we killed.
Yeah, you hit that 5 for 5. Pretty good.
Yeah, turn $50 into $750, and playing DFS, you will probably not turn $50 into $750 in a single tournament for a whole month.
Yeah, you're gonna have to beat
those
at least
once in a blue moon.
1,000 people.
Yeah, you got to beat thousands of people. When
Yeah.
playing these prop sites, you're playing against the prop site itself only. So
Yep.
we won yesterday, and Monkey Knife Fight paid big time today.
Yep, and you don't have to worry about contest selection for those. Even if we give out an amazing lineup, we might hit big, but you don't hit big because you end up in third place instead of first place. But when we all hit 15x, everyone hits 15x. So we're just
Yep.
playing the bookie, basically.
Exactly. So if you're not playing props yet, get in Discord, find Joey or myself or any other staff member, ask us about props. We're more than happy to talk about props with you and explain to you why props are the future, why props are better than DFS money-wise on making money. Also, messages on Twitter. I don't bite. I know Joey doesn't bite. We're here to help. That's the point of these pods and Discord and stuff, is we want to see everybody make money. So
Yeah, outside the WNBA, I don't really play much DFS. I mess with our optimizer all the time, but other than that, I don't really play cash games for DFS because cash games for props, cash games for betting, just much more profitable. You don't have to beat all these people. You don't have to wait for those trains too. You're like sitting there watching like 10 people slowly creep up your cash game. You're like, please don't pass me, please don't pass me. But once that game's done, and you can play a bunch of different props, so you have a bunch of different cash games going on. So
and we have a big NASCAR weekend,
Daytona, fun race.
Daytona, it's a wreck fest, so make sure you're in our Discord. I know Dave is dropping some major props. He's been doing it all week, but he's going to drop some Xfinity today. So if you're watching this video, you have about 2 hours to get in before he drops them. So get in now.
Dave's #1 NASCAR tout out there, so
yeah,
you'll learn a lot from him as well. We're not all about giving out plays; we're all about learning as well. So ask away. Always an open book.
Yeah. So we're gonna be here again tomorrow, Joey?
Of course, every day.
Yes.
Except for Mondays. No games on Monday, but other than
that, we might get
makeup
games on Monday. We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. They'll probably try to figure that out with back-to-back games, try to limit those. But other than that, hopefully we get some Monday games. We only had, on the 10th, we had a Monday game. But other than that, there's been no Monday games. So good day off, focus on other sports. But
yeah, spend some time with your girlfriend. Unless you're me.
Yeah, spend some time with your family. Feed your kids so you don't lose all your money. You can feed your kids.
Right. So.
All right, and that's it for us today. Any last words?
Have a great week. Well, we'll be here tomorrow, so make sure you tune in tomorrow. Give us a thumbs up if you like these videos. If you have any comments or suggestions, hey, reach out to us on Twitter. Let us know. We're open to anything. If you want to see a food eating contest, let me know. I'll make it happen for you.
Yeah, we got to get that food eating contest.
Yeah, we're going to have a food eating contest sooner than later on one of these pods, so stay tuned for that. But
you'll probably beat me this time because I lost weight, but I'll beat you.
Well, while I eat Taco Bell 2 times a week at least.
And get those party packs, 12 tacos for like $10. We can get a good deal for that. Get some Chick-fil-A platters. See how that goes.
Yeah, hey, maybe Taco Bell can sponsor this podcast.
Yeah, sponsor us. I'll have a chalupa every day if they sponsor us.
Oh, yeah. So, no, I got nothing else, Joey. Hey, I thank y'all so much for tuning in. It's a pleasure. Joey, you have the final last word.
Get us over 100 views. Tell your friends. Spread the news.
Hey, tell your lady friends. This guy. I'm always looking. Help a guy out. So.
All those pictures of your girlfriend behind you.
She watches us. I'm screwed.
All right, on that, we are out.
All right, see y'all. Thank you.